Hello and welcome to the Stream of Chaos. My name is Dave and I'll be your keeper of arcane lore for this session of Call of Cthulhu. We are concluding our playthrough of The Order of the Stone. You can get your own copy over at chaosium.com. And our investigators are heading out to Chopactor Ridge to confront Dr. Sebastian before he can open what he believes to be the final urn, but is actually the first of three he needs to open because our investigators have snuck ahead and popped all of the monsters back in Pandora's box, thereby invalidating the myth. We are traveling out towards this ridge. It's going to be sort of mid-afternoon when you depart from Arkham because you needed some time to rest after the strenuous night you've just had. And based on some rolls and things, we'll see when it is that you arrive and what it is that you find. But as we go around the table and we reintroduce each of our investigators, we'll do so in the context of Paul's rented truck, I can't remember if you got a second one, or at least Nancy possibly has sequestered a Miskatonic vehicle, and you are driving up towards what should be your final confrontation that will finally put this long story to rest. We'll begin with Art.
Hi, I'm Art. What I actually wanted to do was be like, hi, I'm also Dave.
Oh, hello.
Really throw a spanner in the works. No, I am Art. I'm playing Luce McAllister, mechanic, usually of boats/ships, but at the moment just general mechanist/engineer. Who was prepped yesterday to go toe-to-toe with an almost fully formed god, and is now, I think, pretty much in the same boat. Like, just getting prepped to go toe-to-toe with a slightly smaller, less threat?
Yeah.
Although we saw what one of three did on a boat before, but we're not on a boat this time, so who knows? Maybe its power is boat, and it will suffer the consequences of not being on one.
That's true.
But yes, Luce, I have no idea if anyone has better drive auto than base.
I think Paul put some for riding his hog.
Oh yes, for his motorcycle. Well, in that case, I think, Luce will be somewhere in the vehicle. Maybe if not required for navigation or driving, then in the back, polishing whatever weapons we happen to have. Molotovs, probably, just making those bottles real shiny. And sharpening the fire axe and generally just humming what is well after their time, but is just slowly humming the final countdown to themselves.
Inventing and then humming. Fantastic. Alright, we'll go across to Jackson.
That's me. I'm Jackson. I'm playing Gaspar Green. Ship's wizard, one ship's cabin boy, voted most likely to TPK the party 3 chapters in a row. He has got 21 sanity, which means he's 4 points off going indefinitely insane, but I mean, all the hard stuff is behind him. Yeah, I mean, he made it through all the climactic spellcasting last session, so we're good.
Are you definitely insane?
No, I was cured, and I'm fine. But thank you for asking, Art. I am fine. I am not currently indefinite.
Could have sworn you went back into indefinite.
Did we resolve the joys
session?
of alcohol last this session? Because you did take some hits.
We didn't.
Yeah.
Do you remember how much you would have taken?
2.
Oh, you're muted, Jackson.
Sorry. Yes, I had 2 points hanging over my head, so that would have sent me back into indefinite. Never
Okay,
mind.
all right, we are back. All right, very good. Okay, so does that change the description?
Wait. What if you can keep a buzz going?
Yeah.
Just it's the next day.
Hair of the dog.
Right? Surely you can hair of the dog.
It's basically brunch.
I mean, I do like.
So I guess we're gonna need to resolve that.
Okay, all right.
In that case, though, you're not 4 points away from indefinite insanity. You're 21 points away from irreversible madness and death.
19 points.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. We may Let's come back to that in just a second. Let's go
Sorry.
across to Jim, who's the easier introduction.
I'm Paul. Everything's going great. I rented this van, going out to the ridge with a couple of friends. Dave said I could have all my luck back before the session started.
I did not.
Yeah, it's great.
I heard it.
No.
I might survive. We'll see.
What is your luck currently at, and is it higher than Gaspar's sanity?
How much sanity do you have, Gaspar?
19.
It's not higher than Gaspar's sanity.
Very good. All right, everyone's contributing. Fantastic. All right, let's go across to Alex and see what they've got in store for us.
Hi, I'm Alex. I'm playing Nancy. And I don't know if I'm having a good time, but I'm having an interesting time.
We're learning. Hey, you cast a
I'm
spell.
learning new things. I cast a spell. I did some. I think I did some magic.
Yeah.
Saw a thing. Reconciled it within my new world view.
I think that sounds pretty successful.
Everything's going surprisingly well so far.
Yep.
For me. I don't know how long that'll last.
Just have to see.
I haven't considered the consequences of the new worldview though, so.
That's a tomorrow problem. Because by tomorrow, either the world will have ended, or you will have solved it.
I will have ended.
So, actually, you've got an extra day after that. But, by the day after tomorrow, the problem will have solved itself one way or the other.
Exactly.
So, we have a couple. We do need to resolve Gaspar's sanity. So, when you come out of when you return to sobriety, you will take that hit. Those 2 tiny points. I think it's no longer. If you popped off straight to bed, then when you woke up and sort of reviewed the events, you would just take 2 points. That's not enough to send you into a bout, right?
I think you're right. Yeah, I think if I go to bed before I sober up, then
you've just taken 2 points for today. Yeah. So I think that works.
All right. Cool. So I was on 21.
Mm-hmm.
I was on 21. I go to bed. I wake up. My new maximum is 21. I lose 2 points.
Yep.
I'm on 19 out of 21, and I'm 2 points off indefinite.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So when you wake up, it's one of those just the worst anxiety. You're looking back on the night. You're like, did I try and summon a god, guys? Was it awkward? You guys will tell me if it was awkward. Why do I remember dancing? I never dance.
Oh,
These are my robes.
This is not my beautiful wife.
Someone threw up in the pentagram.
Stop leaving the sacrificial knives on the dining table.
Guys, we have a rule. Need to clean them before they get put away. Yeah, awesome. So that's where Gaspar's at.
Good. I have a
You wake up
mild
with
headache.
an extra goblet, and you're just like,
I don't know where that one came from.
is it a gift? Did I do magic?
So you guys you've all loaded. I'll assume you've all loaded up into the one truck. Makes things easier. Big truck.
Big truck with my hog in the back seat.
With the hog in the, no. How's the hog gonna fit? Well, there can be a tray if it's a large vehicle. The hog could fit there, along with the tied down final urn in case you need to do a rebinding. Also, just if you find the third urn before it's opened, you can just pop it in it. And that will help to secure it. You also have just clinking bottles of accelerant, sharp axes being honed as you drive, alcohol to keep Gaspar from losing his mind. All sorts of good things.
We might just have a bottle of wine floating around.
Yeah, why not? Cops pull you over, you're going to be in so much trouble. I guess, Gaspar, do you want to try again to keep this going? You've got kind of the whole day ahead of you. You could, I guess, try and, party down when you get there.
Yeah, no need to start early. Got to pace myself. Yeah, if I can procure some. I'm not committing to it yet, but it did seem to help quite a lot yesterday.
Yeah, I think it's Lou said you guys can just have a couple of the bottles of the
Yeah.
vintage pulled
Let's
from
keep that going.
the orders. Yeah, why not?
As Alex said, it's either gonna be not my problem or someone else's problem, or no one's
Either
problem.
way, it's being
Either
resolved.
way, it won't be a problem.
It's just solving itself. Exactly right. Okay. So as you head further out into Massachusetts, you begin to rise higher and higher up mountains and into deep green forest. There's a couple of side roads. There's like gravel paths and things, and you're really navigating on, quote, the vibe of the thing. You know the ley lines kind of run around here somewhere, and you figure they'll plug into something. So it's a lot of like turning down a road and then being like, this isn't it. There's like the one major one that goes through, and then you'll try sort of an offskirt and see if that's it and come back. I'm gonna need a navigation roll from someone to see if you can find the area, and it's kind of just a how long does this take sort of situation. Navigation is my preferred. I could be tempted with others.
I have higher than base.
If
but not
I'm
much.
driving, I keep just saying, I know where it is. I've got 40 in navigate. I'm
Okay,
very
yeah.
overconfident. I refuse to stop and ask for directions.
Well, yeah.
Although
Exactly.
someone wants to provide some directions for assisting purposes.
I mean, I don't have a base navigate. What I do have is natural world. So if anything unnatural is happening, that might
Oh,
be
yeah, you can see
something that
what's
is possible.
wrong about it. Yep.
Yeah, but if anyone else's navigate and wants to assist Jim, I'm happy to do that as like hanging out in the back of the thing, doing all the getting prepped, getting ready, and then just kind of like keeping an eye on the skies. And you know, we're worried about storms on the sea.
Do you want?
I'd say I'm not worried about them when
Yeah.
we're on land. Just a different kind of concern.
So Gaspar, you happy to assist me?
I would
Alright.
love
Loose.
to.
Oh, we're
but
doing
nothing
the
more.
little Paul is in the front seat and Gaspar's in the side thing, and this time maybe there won't be tentacles coming through the windshield.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I
We'll
remember
see.
last time we were in a car together.
Flash.
Perfect.
Oh,
I
have we
think
done
it's
anything
right.
to like
I
secure the
really
van?
think it's right.
No, not really. Of time.
we haven't- Okay.
You can cast that when you arrive or something if you'd like.
Alright, easy.
Paul, so do you have a bonus dice?
Yep, I really do think it's to the right. It wasn't to the right.
Yeah, you spend quite some time driving through the hills. You get lost a couple of times going down side paths and taking circuitous routes. In relation to Gaspar's assistance, though, you can feel something is happening in these hills. Gaspar, in particular, is attuned to it. As you drive up to a very old graveyard, down towards the side, sort of behind a low stone wall that feels appropriate for people summoning things. Gaspar, you can feel... It's sort of like you can push through the membrane around the world a little bit easier, and would be able to cast your spell, but this doesn't feel like quite enough, and there's no signs of anyone having been here. You all load back in and drive further along. You turn down another road and find this one has had a barricade erected across it. It's not a like we hold this point and nothing gets past. It's a please don't drive through here barricade. And beyond it, you can see a hanging sign, long abandoned, which reads Camp Lake Cockpactor, Boys and Girls Camp, population, one great time. And it has fallen to the side, been sort of wrapped in ivy. And you can see like a newspaper blows past from like a number that had been pinned up. And they're all talking about this killing that happened here years and years and years ago.
What?
Gaspar can feel the push through the veil, but there's no sign of anyone having been here either. And once Paul figures out the right way to hold the map, it doesn't seem to be it either. And you load back up into the car, and trying one last time as the sun falls and night begins, you turn down a third track. And this time, you can see tire marks going down it, where another vehicle has come in the not too distant future. past. Off to the right through the woods.
Call of Cthulhu. What is time?
It merely a vehicle. Off towards the right, you can see very, very thick brush and things occasionally moving through it, like there's this shaking. But it's quite hard to pick out because with the headlights on, your sort of vision is pulled down to a tiny, tiny print. You drive down this winding road for a while, and it eventually comes to a corner where you kill the engine, stop the lights to avoid being noticed, and see a large open area filled with ruins from the colonial period, quite some time ago. The ancient foundations are still in place. You can see like stonework has been built and everything's covered in moss and winding ivy. There's an old plaza in the center with an ancient fountain crowned with a statue of a robed woman kneeling in prayer. There's no water in it, and vines entwine the body, sort of coiling tightly, particularly around the woman's wrists and neck. There is a man sitting at the fountain. You estimate to be in his early 20s, a young black man, and he seems to have his head in his hands, possibly moved to tears. He's not the only figure in this space. There are what you could only describe as ghosts, apparitions moving around here, flitting between the doors, because the world here is so weak and the magic can so easily get through that those that once lived here have in some small way returned. They don't follow super like objectives. They just kind of like float aimlessly, and like when they go behind a tree, they'll just like disappear and not return. And they don't seem to be cognizant of their own existence. There is also, towards the furthest point, a more intact house, a sort of manor, multi-story. Vines going up the side, the roof is very much damaged. And for just a moment, you can see the flicker of a silhouette in the window, but it vanishes. Storm clouds sort of roll a little bit overhead, and rain just now begins to fall. So, we're going to return to the four of you to make your plan, and I will need a itty-bitty sanity roll for all the ghosts.
Oh, Christ's sake.
I was afraid of that.
Yeah.
You haven't seen weirder shit by this point.
You have. If you'd like to roll against your Cthulhu mythos, you can.
I mean, given that I got an extreme sanity, although technically not as loose yet, I think I look at this and go, huh.
We all turn
Weird.
towards Gaspar, who is quickly readying a Mai Tai.
I don't.
1 minute.
wanna.
1 minute. 1 minute.
The cocktail shake.
1 minute. I'll be right with you. I'm so sorry.
I got a Singapore sling.
Wait, everyone else succeeded? Okay.
Yeah, everyone else.
Look at all your 50s, 60s, 66. This is ridiculous. There you go.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was more like
cool.
it. So
But, you know, I read about ghosts. I'm sure in my travels, he knew all about the ley lines and how this would affect me, so I'm not surprised at all. Isn't that right, Dave?
you don't care that much. You're going to lose a point for seeing some
Wait, on a
floating
failure?
ghosts. Yeah. This is
No, you're being-
a very incidental.
Just a tickle.
piece.
You're being
there
too generous, but
there
that's
are
fine. I'll
worse
take it.
things here.
We're generally, he
Argue
just
with
said,
it.
like, we're looking at them and going, well, that's weird, but they don't seem to be threatening. They don't seem to be paying attention to us. And occasionally they just disappear behind a tree and fuck off to wherever they want to, like, they're chill.
I
We
did.
don't
You
poke
you
them.
are
there.
sorry. You are right. I was too easy on you. It's a D3. So actually, there is a chance.
Why
Sorry.
did you argue with me?
It wouldn't be right.
But
right.
I know we did talk about you
Why
having a
did we
drink.
not?
We can kind of we can move things around a little bit. Do you want to have tried to,
Yeah, I guess.
throw up some
You
defenses?
just want to take a slug as soon as you see the ghost, like, today is starting poorly.
I've already forgotten how this works. I need to make con roll.
It's a constitution roll, so it's going to be a hard... a constitution roll for just a single point of protection, hard constitution for 2, extreme I think for 3 or maybe 4.
All right, and if I fail the tipple...
2 by default. 2, then 3, then 4? Because it was more than 1 when we did it, and I know that Jackson only had to roll a regular constitution. I could be wrong, but I feel like it was like more than just 1 point.
Having a squiz.
It's always funny when like people are watching this on YouTube and you're like, well, I just watched that episode. How come you guys don't remember the rules that you read an hour ago?
I mean,
for us, it was a whole week. We can't remember rules a week apart. Give us a break.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I finished doing this stream and everything associated with the game gets ejected from my skull like almost immediately.
I'm really glad that I go 3rd in the list because I forget who Art and Jackson are.
And you're not really sure who's placed to the left of you on the screen, but they seem nice. So yeah, you're right. So a constitution roll is for 2, a hard is for 4, an extreme is for 6. So yes, you're right. It's in.
If I fail the first
penalty
roll?
penalty dice on all rolls
Until
sober up.
But do I still get the protection? No.
Wait, really? I feel like if you make yourself
that's
legless,
fair, actually.
you
Yeah,
do
you're
get
right,
the
you're right.
protection. You just are,
I think that's...
The constitution is how incapacitated am I by the fact that I just downed 3 bottles of wine.
I think that's right.
I'm just going for a sip. I'll go for a sip. Why not?
Go for a sip.
There's no downsides.
Tipple.
Okay.
Well, no, there is
Go
a
for
downside.
the 2
but I'll go
point.
for it.
Okay, go for it. A constitution roll.
Constitution. Oh, thank
Let's go.
goodness.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, so
I got a 2 point.
2 point buffer. Well, 2 point.
So
what do we say?
Nice.
Gate. So I ignore 1 or 2.
Yeah.
But if I get 3 or more, I take the full hit.
That's right. That's right.
Well, I don't ignore it. I store it up for later.
Yeah. I also continuing to read the rules, which I should have done last time. There's also actually an int roll when you come out of when the hangover hits, and if you fail the int roll, you halve the sanity that you take. So.
Oh, could I have done that as
yeah,
well?
do it. Let's roll some numbers quickly. Yeah, roll another int,
All right.
and because if you
Let's
fail
do
the
some
roll,
cleanup.
that may change the.
No.
Fix what we did. Oh yeah, no, you
where was
remember all
that
of it.
2
You were
when I
definitely
had that
dancing.
sanity roll. I remember everything. I know exactly
So
whose
awkward.
vomit this is in these robes.
Yeah.
All right, so I
Better
am
or worse if
buzzed.
it's not yours.
I am buzzed for 2 points of a sanity gate, and now I'm going to roll 1d3 for seeing the ghosts.
That's right.
Outstanding.
Fantastic. All right.
Fantastic.
We are go. I
I
repeat,
am
we
go
are go.
for indefinite. Just
Surprise.
the ghosts.
It's okay.
man.
It's just ghosts. And we
You guys look back. Gaspar's left.
I mean, that does make sense.
All right. We'll throw Gaspar straight back into his bout. And I think we will resolve we'll go straight into dexterity order to handle things. So I think Gaspar, you're our highest. You're our fastest fella.
Oh heck.
The
Is
craziest
anyone
person should not be
above-
the fastest person. This is
Gaspar's
we're learning so many things about building a party.
Luckily, if I mean, I don't know, it's not actually luckily, but I was just say if the trend holds, Gaspar just leaves. Just runs away.
and makes
Or starts to or runs ahead because I can't trust everyone to do it. I have to do it all myself.
That's
Yeah.
true. That is possible.
I'm wondering if it might be fun to have another roll on the Bad Bandits table rather
Yeah,
than just
do you wanna-
paranoia the whole
just see
time.
if
Because that
there's-
was like paranoia was like what drove it
Wasn't
drove it
very
last
happy
time.
to
This
have
is definitely
people
something
change it.
different though. Ghosts, that's new.
a totally different flavor.
I would love.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a roll on the Bout of Madness table, which is a D10.
That's right. And also do a D10. Maybe whisper the duration to me, please, Jackson.
Very good. Okay, well it only lasts. Well, I mean, it only lasts 1d10 rounds, and
Yeah, that's right.
it's amnesia,
Because
so it's a
when you are an
pretty-
indefinite, you
mild one.
immediately trigger a bout. Yeah, so it is amnesia.
Yeah.
That's what will trigger.
Um,
So
I remember nothing that I remember. I have no memory of events that have taken place since the last time I was in a place of safety, which is I just forget the road trip.
I kind of wonder if just driving back. I wonder if you don't remember since like setting out for the champagne or something, like going way further back, like because like I don't think you've felt right since then. You know what I mean? Or since you were last on the foggy sea, maybe.
Safety.
Like when you guys arrived in Greyport, maybe.
I think it would be Greyport, before Greyport.
So you possibly don't remember that your grandmother has died, and you probably don't know who
that's
Nancy
what it
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll return to the scene then with so Gaspar's in the passenger seat, Paul is driving, Luce and Nancy are in the back, and you've just killed the lights and sort of coasted up to look into this area where you can see towards the rear there's the larger manor, biggest somewhere inside, person sitting at the gate, and some ghosts wandering through the space. What would you all like to do?
Well, I guess we want to look towards a hub, right? Is the key.
Well, we've got that fella who's, I'm assuming, I'm assuming, Dave, that the person who's sitting at the fountain is in fact a person and not a fountain statue as well.
No,
I was not sure from that. I was like,
dressed in modern guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, just out of interest, did we know Terrence Baker, the person that we thought might be able to be like flipped back? Do we know his ethnicity?
You'd be able to confirm that this is him. In fact, Nancy, you may even was Terrence one of the ones that was a student or a hired hand? You'll be able to confirm this is him one way or the other. Terrence Baker was a graduate student. Yeah. So Nancy, this may actually be someone you are.
I may have seen him around. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be able to recognize him.
Cool. So we have Phil over there. Looks like it might be Baker. Doesn't look like he's in a super great way. So there's a chance perhaps we can, they mentioned he wasn't particularly pleased with the whole situation. Maybe we can at least get him to turn the other way, disappear briefly while we deal with the rest. I'd rather not, hurt a man who doesn't actually want to be part of what's going on. So if we can convince him to leave, then that's one less thing, and hopefully then they don't get any kind of warning, because he looks like he's probably here as a lookout. And then from there, we go inside, we clobber what's-his-face over the back of the head, try and stop him from doing whatever it is he's doing. Take out any nasties, the shambling whatevers. I'd prefer not to have to kill anyone today, but, self-defense and all that. I prefer not to kill anyone in general, just to be clear. Like, I don't particularly want to, actually hurt anyone, permanently. But if they're all, a bit squiggly in the head, then gotta stop them one way or the other. And we don't exactly want to break the urn ourselves. So step one, let's perhaps we see if Baker leave.
Yeah, let's head in and have a word.
I can try and talk him off the fountain ledge, as it were.
Right.
Let's head in. I'm just going to do a quick circuit, not out of view. Just make sure that there's no one lurking in the rocks waiting for us.
Like a full perimeter sweep.
I'm not like not. I'm
sweep.
kind of staying pretty close. I'm just sort of checking that there's not that they're not like behind a low wall right next to the seated guy, ready to jump out and get us with a bunch of koshers or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you'll be keeping an eye out. Nance will approach. I will say this: it's pretty out in the open, the fountain. So anyone that was in the manor would pretty likely that they'd see anyone coming that way. If you want to approach the manor, you'd want to sort of skirt around through the trees and approach from a blind side. This is kind of the front entrance.
How difficult is it going to be to get, behind a wall out of sight and be like, psst?
Not crazy. It's just a very different approach to walking out with your hands up and things, you know what I
Well, how about we just quickly we split
I have an
them.
idea.
Get 2 people going to have the conversation, and 2 of us start to skirt the manor, and then we'll just pinch the ring.
We've got a couple of bottles. I'm sure we have paper. I should write a note and then just roll it, like have the bottle do the clink 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 across the like
very
cobblestones.
funny. Yep, you could definitely do that.
Towards his feet and be like,
Yeah.
Baker.
Hey,
Yeah.
stop being a bad guy.
We know,
Yeah.
Baker. We know you want out. We can help.
Yeah. As this
thing.
is happening, Gaspar, what is your response?
Well, when you don't know what's going on, you don't say it.
Just
You don't tell everyone you don't know what's going on. But I think as all the plans are coming together, probably just say, well, what did Bernie tell us to do? What are the orders?
Well,
How?
don't get killed.
Yeah. Hey, we'll get killed.
Let's get 2 people in, and then how about I stay with here? I'll stay with you far at the side.
All
Are we
right.
ready to run in as needed?
Is it obvious to any of us that Gaspar's going through something, or specifically to Nancy because she's been paying attention to him? Like,
up
is that
to up to the 2 of you? I do think this is possibly when where Nancy may be distracted by seeing a colleague and having something else to be working on, so it's probably not like immediate gimme, but you've made it pretty clear that you're looking after Gaspar pretty regularly, and you have incredibly high psychology. Yeah, you can see he's going through something. It's not an immediate flight though. And he's definitely behaving
it'd be weird
differently.
if he wasn't going through something.
I was trying to take
his eyes are like...
what would Bernie do in this situation, rather than the
You can probably see his like eyes are darting around. He's gone into like information gathering kind of mode. Like just be quiet, look and listen.
Like,
what's everyone saying? Why
that's not like
are we
super
here?
unreasonable. I think I'm just gonna keep an eye on him at the moment. Like I've tweaked that there's something happening, but I don't know if it's a concerning thing or if under the circumstances it's actually a pretty reasonable thing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for a few moments he would look at you, Nancy, and go, and you're like, oh, and then break eye contact, and then be like, oh, I'm sitting next to this person. What's their name? How do I know them? Like you do at a party or something like that. If I don't look at them, it won't be obvious that I don't know who they
I've
are.
forgotten their name.
Brilliant.
Okay. So for the
But
moment,
I mean,
the ruse is holding.
yeah.
All right, well, I'm gonna.
But Dave, should we say how long it
Yeah,
lasts?
it won't be long. I think we'll do basically this beat of... So we're actually kind of more in summary mode, I suppose. So I think it's like a short period. So, and then as the others begin to like enact the plan, you'll probably snap back out. So is the intention for Luce and Nancy to approach and Gaspar and Paul to stay in the car?
I mean, my plan is get nearby behind a wall out of sight of the manor and then roll a message in a bottle at this guy.
Okay.
Oh, I was just going to walk up to him.
It's just we'll be seen. There's a chance we'll be seen by
They
whoever's
don't
in the
know.
manor.
They don't know who I am.
It's still a
Yeah, but they
random
know you're
person in
not
the
one of
middle
our-
of the
one of them.
ruins.
Yeah, it's still like no one else should be here. So
Yeah.
like we don't want to draw attention to the fact because if they see that there are people talking to him and they don't know who they are and they're already like paranoid and slightly mad, I'm in. They also don't know who I am. Like we've never met them before. We've never interacted with them. So like,
not direct.
yeah, I think for me, the plan is get this guy's attention and get him to like come slightly out of sight of the manor so that we can have that conversation with him. Because I'd rather not get shot from a window. You know.
Both of you on board with that
Hopefully.
plan, or do you want to...
But if you want to walk up and
Yeah,
say
no,
hi.
that's cool.
Alright, so Luce and Nancy slide out of the back seat and grab their equipment, just in case you need to adapt. So Luce has a sort of duffel bag slung with bottles and the fire axe in hand. Nancy, you can have a firearm if you wish, or anything else. You each also can have jackets. And you begin to circle around, trying to get as close as possible without drawing attention. Can I get each of you to make a stealth roll for me?
This is just like session on the boat when we were stealthing around, sneaking just at the start of it all. Good times.
I'm not very sneaky.
This is gonna see how close you can
Lemare.
get.
Oh my god.
No, you don't need to, Jim. You're still in the car.
Oh, sorry, my
It's a
bad.
shame because yours is the best roll.
Oh yeah, I was like,
More
why?
than-
Mine was within my luck range, which is never going to happen again.
No.
Getting around, you're not going to be able to get very close at all. As you begin to slide around towards the edge, and the first time you sort of get within, like, eye line of one of these spirits, they stop, turn towards you, and the mouth just slowly begins to slide open, and you can just see a black inside. They're dressed in sort of like colonial. It looks a little bit like a fair. And a hand begins to raise up to point towards you, and then another one that's nearby begins to turn. You sort of backtrack a bit, and once you break like immediate eye line with them or immediate proximity, they just fade back and return. You'd need to push this roll to try and find a way up to Terrence, or you could try and lob the message. So it'd be 10
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I wrap it in? Can I wrap the, like, instead of it being a bottle because that's gonna shatter, can I just find a rock and like wrap it around the rock and then just like I don't know, something. I don't know what I have that's lobbable.
I think a rock is
Yeah.
completely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not yeeting a brick at this guy. I'm going for like, you know,
a stone, not a
a
rock.
stone.
Which is a stone.
Yeah. They've got paper in them already. It's so ready. All right.
I could just yeet a book at him.
We'll commit to the message before you throw it. What would you like to write?
Oh, it just says, Baker, we know you want out. We can help.
Okay. Go for a throw.
Hang on. Do I want to put anything about like his wife in there?
Have your wife.
Yeah. Your wife misses you, and it's okay. It's okay. You can come through this.
Yeah, Baker, we know you want out. Your wife misses you. We can help.
Okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
All right. Yeet. Better.
Nice. The
Much better at throwing than I am at being sneaky.
Play neuro skill sets. The rock arcs up fully over one of these ruined houses and lands in the gravel and stops just in front of one of his boots. He jerks his head up and suddenly stands, swinging his head around, surveying the perimeter in a panic, like a startled deer, and then stepping back, knocks one boot against the fountain, looks down, sees the paper wrapped around it. He is like a coiled spring, ready to bolt at any second. And now that he's pulled his hand up, you can see he has like a beard beginning to come in. He's still dressed in like polite attire, like a blazer and everything, but one of the buttons is misdone, like he missed a step going up, and then 3 down are just gone, and sort of like you can see like exposed chest. You can see he is dirty to the point of filthy. He has just grime all down like the sort of his hands and the edges of his blazer. There's twigs stuck in areas, and it's probably reasonably hidden by the beard and everything, but he's thinner and hungrier than certainly you remember Nancy. He was always a pretty fit, like athletic guy, someone who would go out to like dig sites and things and like and contribute. This is very different to the man you knew. He reaches down, unravels the notes, and I'll ask someone to make a, I think, charm roll, because I think this is trying to quickly get him on side. Yeah.
Can I call it psychology? Of like reading his body language and understanding what he's been through and just being able to say the right things?
I need a social roll, but I can give you a bonus dice, I think, on it for if you make the roll, Nancy, because this is between your.
I don't have any of
I know. Yeah. This is.
I have.
Can I have given pointers? Can I have given some clinical pointers to Luce?
I want to be clear that my highest social skill is intimidate. and we are actively not trying to intimidate
Yeah.
this man. Although I guess you could argue that yeeting a rock at him is a little spooky.
If you want to go for intimidate and scare him off, that's a different thing. But
I mean,
Yeah,
that
no,
didn't.
we're not,
I don't think that was a
think-
strategy.
I don't think we're trying. I do have above base charm because
Great.
I did crit.
That one time with Joe.
My charm is 20.
Great, it's higher than mine.
I think-
it's just gonna say, "Do you like me?" Why slash it? And like, you'll blind.
I think
All right.
Nancy can give a bonus from her memories of this man and through psychology.
I can do a
but-
critical analysis, but I'm not great with written stuff. Just yeah.
Hey, look, we'll go with 20. We'll see. We've got a 20%
See what
chance that this works well. Bonus. 3
What
points of luck?
can I say?
So I'd spend 3 points of luck.
Yeah. Take 3
Okay.
points of luck. That's
Very
You-
well done.
You see him read over it, swing his head up and look around, and read it again. Then he crumples it in his fist into as small a ball as he can make and jams it deep down into one of his pockets. Then punches down lower and looks nervously towards the manor in the distance. He pauses, counting his breaths, and then makes up his mind. And staying low, under the now darkened skies, scurries towards the perimeter and begins to look for whoever sent that note. We'll go back to Gaspar and Paul briefly. What are the two of you doing? Gaspar, you're kind of in this thing and you'll begin to come out of your fugue state. Fugue, however it's pronounced. But it kind of beats with the two of you. Fugue.
It's fugue.
Gooey.
The
Gooey
same-
Fuey.
It's
My idea was to sort of just start kind of loosely getting towards the manor. So staying out of sight, really getting close. I had in the back of my mind just the terrible idea that there was going to be like a sniper shot that was going to come out from a top window or something like that. And I wanted to be able to sort of, sprint towards the door or something if it was needed. So we if there's like sort of those brambles around the edges, we've just sort of got up. I don't think we're committed to a full sneak in yet, but I get there, and unless Gaspar wants to push me any further.
Well, do the two of you want... Gaspar, do you want to do that as well? Peter?
I'm following orders until I remember what's going on, and then I remember what's going on, and then I go back to following orders.
Perfect. Okay. I will get you each to make stealth tests. You can take a bonus dice because you're going slowly and you're trying to not approach into the center, but to go all the way around the outside, and to just get as far as you can.
Okay, stealth check. Very good.
Wow.
Ow.
You guys are
Yeah,
Wow.
good at
success
this.
and extreme
Damn, Gaspar has
success.
70. Gaspar, you should be doing more sneaking unless... Well, the wizard's working too, so what am I talking about?
You're not wrong. I'm trying to remember where that came from, but I'll take it.
Yeah, you guys are doing well. Paul, you make your way round towards the side, and Gaspar, as your sanity begins to restore who you are and why you're here, you're kind of back in your element. And a bit like when you found the Order of the Stone cultists, pushing through the underbrush and approaching this manor. Gaspar, you could fully make your way all the way there if you wish. Paul, you can probably get there as well. It's just a speed thing. Basically, Gaspar could do it really quickly if you wanted to, or the two of you could just slowly make your way all the way there.
Yeah, I think we're taking our time, but yeah, getting towards it, getting up to like we can get towards like the front door, basically pressed either side.
I could duck ahead. I could duck ahead and just see what we're dealing with.
Okay.
Sure, yeah, I'll look, I'll follow, but yeah.
Okay. Paul hanging back a little bit more, and Paul, you're probably more looking at the front face of the building because you were concerned about like a sniper shot or something, whereas Gaspar pushes forward and heads around towards the back to see if there's going to be an easier way to come and go. I'm going to ask Paul to make a spot hidden, please.
Okay. Coming up, spot hidden, made, hard success.
Okay. Looking over it, you can see the front door has been the wood was like probably long rotten, but it has been the remainder has been broken away by someone has like smashed it open to get inside. And as you're watching, you take a minute to survey. You see a shadow thrown by a torch inside that moves along the ground floor. The figure that you saw when you first arrived was on the upper floor. Perfectly feasible they could have descended down to the bottom. With a hard success, when the shadow is thrown, it is not of one figure, but of several. You don't know if it's 2 or 3 or something, but there's a number of, a small group at least, moving along the ground floor. Gaspar, as you come round towards the back, you find one of the walls is totally destroyed, and dragged up onto it is a dead buck, a large deer, and it has been sort of fed upon, and you can see its chest has begun to open up with teeth lining the interior. And you recall now, as your memory comes back to you, and pleasant as it is, those creatures that rose against you at Barnes's home in Greyport, those things that died by the Agran Talon's hands and then were reborn again. This thing's not moving currently, but you can see, although it's like dead, broken, sort of twisted against the side, it has those telltale signs. You can also clearly see there is a lot of broken like trees, grass, things around here where something large may have trampled back and forth through it. The size of Agran Talon, when you summoned it to Arkham, was huge and could, if you didn't know it, you'd be like, how did they get a truck out here, like an 18-wheeler? But because you know it was Agran Talon, more tracks with it. Could be that this was where it was coming and going before it was brought before you, just last night. But this is another way in. You were also both keenly aware that the ivy that grows up the sides of the walls could be climbed. So you could just try and skirt your way out, but you need to make a roll. We'll leave the two of you there for the moment and go back to Luce and Nancy. You can see Terrence beginning to look around, try and find you.
Gonna do one of those quiet.
He swings his head around, eyes wide, mouth slightly open, and flinches at the noise, and then scurries forward and says, "Who's there?"
I think I probably have like a little handkerchief or something, like a little embroidered handkerchief that I can kind of just flick out from behind the building of like.
You go, stop, don't come closer. Who are you?
Wasn't gonna.
Who are you? How do you know my wife?
You don't recognize me? I mean, it's been a minute, and we didn't know each other that well. I'm Nancy Lewis from the university.
Nancy.
I was in
Nancy,
one
yes.
class with you. I did one anthropology unit.
I remember. Why are you here? Why that message? How do you know my wife? How did you know I'd be here?
Hello, my name's Luce. I'm from the Foggy Sea. The ship that was sent out to the SS Champagne.
I know you. I know. I read the story. They published it in the Gazette. I read all about it. We've laid traps. You need to go. Both of you need to go now. Listen, there's something very dark happening here, and
We
know.
And
we
it's
know
okay.
what it is. It's alright. We're here to make sure that it doesn't happen.
It's not okay.
Oh, I mean, right.
I'm sorry for everything that's been done, but it's not okay, and you should go.
Mr.
now.
Mr. Baker, you want to leave?
Yes.
We can help you. We have a vehicle. We can get you back. We can get you help.
He'll find us. Dr. Sebastian, he'll find us. And Mickey's mad with those things. He'll hunt us down. I've already tried to run once, and they caught me. It doesn't matter where I go. I'm sorry.
We have
I've done
friends.
this, and I'm in this now.
We have friends who know about all of this and can look after you and protect you. This is what they do. That's how we're here. That's why we're here. They can look after you, and if they find you, they will protect you.
You have my word.
You don't have to be scared of this anymore. You can walk away, and it's okay to walk away.
Listen to the psychologist.
Can I get...
Psychoanalysis.
Nancy, he might be in... Yeah, psychoanalysis would play here. Absolutely. This is not like trying to convince a certain point, but trying to kind of return him to his own senses a little bit and give him the...
It's definitely not in the
We're
best
giving him an
mood.
out.
Yeah.
We're giving him an out to say that, we've got a way for you to physically leave this place. We've got people you can go to. I know you're worried about this guy finding you. That's probably true, but that's okay because you'll be around people who understand this horror, who know all about it. In fact, probably know more than you guys about it, and will protect you from these people who are going to come after you. And you're right to worry, but all of those problems are surmountable, and we can help you get the tools to get through it.
Can you please give me a psychoanalysis roll?
Very nice.
Nicely done.
Very good.
As a hard success. As you talk to him, you can see that he has experienced horrible things. Very much like Gaspar. The exception is Gaspar's hands are clean in this, more or less. He hasn't done this to hurt people. Terrence knows at his core that the actions he has taken were wrong, and he has contributed to this result, and probably in his own heart ultimately believes he should be held responsible for them. He is not an innocent in this. He was a member of Sebastian's crew, and sure, did the god get in his mind and push the right buttons to make him do it? Yes. But ultimately, it was his hand that held the gun and that sort of thing. So, he begins to, as you talk to him and try and bring him out of just this primal fight or flight and back to sanity or something close to it, you see tears build in his eyes, and they begin to break and roll down his cheeks as he says, I'm just so sorry. And from the manor, you see a flashlight, a torch, shine out, and a bell rings, like a handheld one that a school mom might call her students back with. And you're like, ding, 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 ding. And then a rough voice yells out, Terrence! Terrence! Where are you? Come on! You're needed. Ding, 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 ding. Better not have run off again. And Terrence stands frozen for a moment before you. You have succeeded. You've brought him back to himself, and he's listening. He's aware.
What's he wearing? Like
Terrence?
a jacket, hat?
Terrence or the other man? No hat,
Terrence.
but he has a jacket.
Bummer that he's not wearing a hat. Just like soft
you-
jackets, and they're expecting somebody to come inside.
Yeah. He
That's
doesn't, but you could just
spicy.
put one on. He's got it. Yeah, the jacket would get you a bit of the ways, and it's pretty dark now. It'd let you get close. He's on the he's probably about to bolt.
I'm gonna give him two options then, based on what he's doing. I will sort of go, Terrence, if you want to leave, you can leave. Head back in the direction of the place where the Order of the Stone is in Boston. Is that like a known location, like a sort of like a?
It has an
clubhouse?
address. You'd be like, it's on wherever the hell
I'll
road
give him
by
the
whatever
address,
the shit street. Yeah.
and I'll just sort of say, if you start making your way in that direction, then at some point we'll be able to, we'll likely be heading back in that direction and can pick you up on the way. But worst case scenario, you can go there, tell them that Luce McAllister sent you, and they'll look after you until we can come back. The other option is you can help us. If you want to do something about this, you can come and make sure that they don't realize that we're here, they don't realize we're coming, and they don't realize we plan to stop them. I'm going to give you that option. It is entirely up to you. We will not think any less of you for going. You've had a rough time of it. You need to rest, my friend. But if your guilty conscience needs something to hold on to, then I give you the offer of helping. And truly, I do not I almost want him to get out, but I understand that this is a man who feels very deeply guilty for what has happened, and I want to give him the option.
I'm going to roll a power roll on his behalf to see if he can rally, and this is kind of between your assistance and between what Nancy has said. He looks to the way out, and then he says, Dr. Sebastian's met my wife. I can't let him get out of here. Alright, I'll help you however I can. But that thing out there, when it comes back, I can't face it. I can't face it.
You mean Agran Fallon? Yeah, we put it back.
He eyes open a bit more, and as we leave you there for a moment, Jim, you had something you wanted to say, and also you will very directly see the torch come out and the figures. And from here, when you previously got that sense of like, oh, there's like, it could be a group of people, now you see in the torchlight, the like limbs, it's a very eerie image. It looks as though someone is holding a torch and then figures are in front of them and silhouettes are being cast out across the ground. Some of those silhouettes are definitely a bit like, bit scrambly.
So what I was thinking is if I was next to the door, I had an idea of like, if Terrence was walking back and he stopped in the middle of the courtyard in front, whatever was holding the torch, yelling, might come out, I'd be next to the door and could gank them. Yeah. But I think that that's not currently happening. So, not really trusting myself to be able to just sort of hover here, waiting for the opportunity to present itself. I might quietly reach up and grab onto some of that ivy that you mentioned. I think I'll go for a climb.
Okay. All right. Paul can go start to climb. And Gaspar, what would you like to do? You will see Paul begin to climb up the side of it as he darts across and onto the eastern wall.
I mean, I'm pretty sneaky. If I'm still feeling sneaky,
yeah,
maybe we could split up. What was the plan? Now,
I mean,
was there a plan?
The plan is to stop them.
Get the
if we can,
right?
If we can
that's
get
the goal. There's no plan. There is a goal. The goal is get the urn.
The goal is get the urn. Stop them from opening it.
It's and we've hit the classic Call of Cthulhu of old house, and we have fire spells.
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
The only thing will be if I'm assuming. Oh no, because the urn can only be opened with a ritual. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to do a thing.
We just got to look for the ritual site.
It's also it's also not the right day. The urn needs to be open tomorrow night. Yeah, they can't do it tonight.
Really?
Yeah, it's tomorrow night. You guys had a day left.
We made it in time.
Shit, I thought it was today. I thought that was dope. Well, in that case,
maybe we just sneak around today and have a look around.
Or sneak in while he's looking for Terrence and grab the fucking urn and bolt.
His bolt.
All right.
We don't need to hurt these. I mean, we don't need to,
especially having a man on the inside now.
Would you like to see if I fumble and fall face first?
Yeah, let's. Well, I want to get Gaspar's kind of commitment to a strategy.
I'm gonna say if Paul is gonna try to climb up and have a look up top, then I'm gonna try to sneak in and have a look on the ground.
Okay. Gaspar, I'll get another stealth roll from you. This is going to be hard at this point because you are in on the level with others. Actually, I'll quickly look at what their spot hidden roll is. and see if I think it's hard, because they might be shit out. Yeah, it's going to be
dark.
hard.
I mean,
Actually, not. I'll just contest it. I'll just contest it with a roll of my own. So you can spend luck
Alright.
and as far as you want to go with it.
Very good.
So I'll get a climb and a spot hidden roll, please.
yay!
Hey, that's pretty good.
What's that? 33 points of luck to make it
Jeez.
hard, and I have 39. I think I better save it.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm going to
So I'll
whisper
sit on
my
the
own
regular.
one myself.
Can you also like choose to just not to be like, oh, maybe not. Maybe this is a bad plan.
Ooh.
Doesn't sound like me.
That's true.
All right. Paul, you grab a fistful of ivy and begin to haul. The old Paul haul, we call it. Up one level at a
TM.
time until you arrive on the roof where it has begun to fall and break away, and you can drop yourself onto the inside. The second level is the same like floor plan size, but so much of it has fallen in that there's only like one functional room left, and this appears to be the one where you saw the figure standing in. And now that you're this close, you can hear over the now pattering rain and rising wind chanting coming from inside in a raspy, unwatered voice as someone begins to call out into the ether. If you were to roll Cthulhu Mythos to get an insight into what the chanting's goal could be. Otherwise, I do have some information under like a hard intelligence roll.
I don't think I am trying to decode what the mythos is.
Doesn't
so
matter.
I'll make an intelligence based on the fact that, like, I'm sort of, I hear it and I immediately go, I'm heading for the
Yeah.
chanting.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to just sort of forgo the roll entirely if you would like. But if it's sort of incidental, I might just know it. I'll make it.
I'm
it's
curious to know
something, yeah.
whether the chanting is a chant that you recognize, given we
Yeah.
cast 4
A
spells
lot of spells.
associated.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah,
ahead
like
and make
you
What
a-
you
know,
heard yesterday.
yeah. Is it like because you heard the summoning spell?
I
Does
did.
it sound like that?
Go ahead and make an intelligence roll, please. Okay.
Not a fumble.
If it's one that you recognize, it's being cast in a different manner, and you do not recognize it. Yeah.
I think I'm pretty focused on, I can hear the noise.
Love
I
of the
start
guy.
angling to get, like, into position for it, you know?
Begin to scoot around. Gaspar creeps into the lower level, moving around this large dead stag and into the ground floor. You can see there are, there's a car. There's like a large truck parked around the corner too, the one that they drove in on. So it's not like, it's probably like Paul's truck size. It's down to the side. You can see they've loaded like sleeping bags and food and little trangiers, things like that, to the side. But this camp is not assembled with any sort of competence. It's just rubbish. It's things brought in bulk and then just open the package and try and find some more. It's very, very pretty grim looking. As you're moving through deeper, you see a set of stairs going up and around towards the side. You also see a shovel with quite a bit of dirt and muck pulled onto it. And it's as you find that, as Paul heads up onto the second level, and as Luce and Nancy get through to Terrence, that the figure with the torch from inside pulls, there you are, and swings around back inside, having heard Gaspar, presumably assuming that he is Terrence. So, he is moving back inside. What do people want to do? First to act would be Gaspar, then everyone else is on 50, so we might see what you want to do first, Gaspar. You hear
Goodness.
someone call out, there you are, and begin to walk towards
Yeah.
you.
All right, and I haven't seen the urn, I haven't seen any rituals. It's preparation. I've seen a muddy shovel, so that's my achievement.
Yeah. Good job. From here,
Muddy
you
shovel.
could go back the way you came, you could try and just hide amongst the debris, or you could race up the stairs.
I think I'll
you've
try
already-
to power walk out.
Back the way you came?
If that's not where the voice is coming from, then yeah.
Yep, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But also just like not sprint, because sprinting is going to make a suspicious
Yep.
noise.
Make it just sound
So
like
I'm
you're
going
the
for
same
like a
person.
power walk, just like, oh, just someone happens to be walking out of the house, but someone who was meant to be here. Not
Yeah.
the person you thought. Must have been someone else. Must have been one of your other hired goons. Just walking around. Don't worry about it. It's just someone who's meant to be here, but they just happen to be leaving now.
Okay. Yeah, you turn and begin to walk away. The figure calls again. Terrence! Terrence, there's work that needs to be done. Get him!
Wait, has he seen me?
No, he's just calling out towards you as you continue to
Gotcha.
walk away. And then he yells, he just goes, get him! And something suddenly
heck.
starts to run after you. You hear something
Something.
going, doof, 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 running. Yeah, it sounds like footsteps.
There's a solid chance that Terrence is his only living hired goon left.
Oh.
Something begins to run. You hear like running on the ground as it's about to come around the corner and charge towards you.
Creepiest sounding thing.
Well, if
You
something
ready?
is running towards me, I would like to run away from
Okay,
it.
can you make a constitution roll? And we'll move you into a chase.
Hell yes.
Nice.
This seems like it's 3 points of luck worthy.
That might be.
You think?
You might want your full movement for this.
I'm gonna whisper my one again because we haven't quite seen where. Okay. What is your movement rate, please, Gaspar?
I would love to tell you. My movement rate is 8.
Okay. With a success, you are the faster, and you break away, beginning to race for the tree line. And you can hear not one, but two things racing after you as you hit the brush, scatter through it, and two things are charging out after you. We're going to kind of leave you running from whatever that is for the moment.
That's fine.
But it has possibly reduced the contents of the house a smidge. Luce, Nance, and Terrence, what are the three of you doing?
The actual Terrence, yeah.
Yeah.
I
well, then
did
maybe
just tell the
Terrence has to
man.
go back.
Yeah, I'm genuinely curious. I said we put him back, or we whatever I said, and I'm curious what his response to that is, and like
Yeah.
whether
he says he's willing to help. He says, oh, and you said that Agran Talon has been captured. He goes, I don't understand the ritual fully, but Dr. Sebastian's prepared everything on the upper level. Tomorrow night, we're going to be acting. We need
Do you
a
know whether-
sacrifice, and I imagine it's me.
right? Do you happen to know where he's keeping the urn?
It's
We can get it
upstairs as
away
well.
from-
It's upstairs and with it. It was
Right,
heavy. We
well-
had to drag it up, but it's exposed to the elements up there. He thinks the ley lines will find it, or some nonsense. The
Right.
only other person that's still with us is Mickey, but Mickey's he delights in this. I'm sure of it. He's angry, mean. He's taken to commanding those things that Agran Talon left behind in the bodies, those unearthed corpses.
You said your man had laid traps for us. Would you, if we go in and try and get this urn and get it out of here? What do you mean? What are we likely to run into?
We trapped Greyport. We assumed that no one would be able to. That we left more of these minions there under Agran Talon's command. Not here,
Right.
not yet. We
Right.
didn't think anyone had come just yet. We've got the reinforcements, more of the minions, but that's all. There's no traps laid, not yet.
Did they listen to you? These minions.
They've been told not to hurt me, unless told. I can
Yeah,
try.
funny story.
All right. If you are able to, you can keep those things away from us. Or maybe tell them you saw something and in the woods and they go charging after us. And then we can get into the house and get that urn.
I think as you're saying this, you hear Mickey go,
Yes!
Terrence! Swing around it. And then, like, the light goes inside. You don't hear all of it, but stuff starts running or something. And you didn't send
Right.
someone around the side, did you?
We didn't send anyone anywhere, but I mean, it
Someone's been caught. You're going to need aid now. They will tear them apart. And they will relish it.
Well, they're looking for you, so make sure they find you. If you're helping us, you can help now.
Fine. All right, do what you need to do then. If I don't, he goes.
Essentially, can you create a distraction? Can you get them out of the house?
Yeah.
He goes into his pocket and he withdraws a letter, which he has already closed that he clearly had pre-prepared, and he says, "Please get this to my wife," and he will pass it to you, Nancy. And then he will turn and walk across the courtyard and call out, "Mickey, I'm here. I'm sorry. I was thinking is all." What are the others doing? Paul, you begin to skirt around. You're on the upper level. You can hear the chanting raising. Gaspar, you are being pursued and sort of crash through bushes for a moment. You probably won't hear that call out.
I heard chanting. I know that Gaspar is running. As far as I'm concerned, like this is a we're in the thick of it now. Paul's not particularly cool, even though he has a motorbike that he's never ridden, and he's not a spectacular boxer on the level of like loose. But one cool moment, he's gonna shuffle over to the edge of the sort of roof lip,
crate him off.
Wet hair like hanging lankly because he hasn't done anything, big heavy coat. Pull out a machete and get ready to drop on the first thing that arrives that looks a little unfriendly.
Oh, so you want to intercept the ones pursuing Gaspar, or you want to go into the chanting room and start?
I'm assuming that the one that is walking out of the room is going to head towards the staircase, and I'm going to drop through the hole in the roof onto them. Was my idea.
The one that's up and chanting.
Yeah, so presume, yeah, or if there were two up there because one left the chant to go and sort of, I can't see exactly what's in, but I know that there's something up here, and at some point it's going to cross to the staircase, and I am stationed there, and I am ready to drop bear them.
You hear calls and movement from downstairs as people begin to react, but from upstairs, the chanting continues for a time at least.
In which case, if I'm pretty sure that the more of the movement is downstairs, I continue to just head towards the chant. Whatever's upstairs doing the big thing, I'll try and get to that.
Okay. Can I get you to make another stealth roll at this point?
Sure.
As you approach.
A success.
Holy shit.
Just a cold, straight success.
You are on the roof at this point, just lash with rain, machete in one hand as you crawl across the sort of like sunken areas sticking to the firmer beams. And you come to a large section where the hole there is a full hole over the most solid room, and rain is just gushing down into it. It looks as though they've actually knocked more shingles away to like open this up further. The ground inside is pooled with water, beginning to sink, like sort of like the whole space wet and heavy, and standing under it, looking straight up but past you, unseeing into the clouds above, is an older man with a shock of white hair, now long enough to sort of like press into his shoulders. He has a pair of spectacles on, and a neatly sort of pulled up tie still in its place, a blazer with sort of professorial patches on it, and his shirt sort of tucked into his belted pants, although it does look to be like he's thinned visibly. His hands are aloft, and he has a knife in one of them. It is not the same style as the Order of the Stone. It is like one might buy in a supply store. It's just like a hunting knife or a fishing knife or something very practical. And unseeing, he is continuing to chant, calling out into the ether. You can also see from here that there is the final urn just before him in a sort of large drawn circle. And laid out on top of it are journals, loads and loads of them, all just like scrawled and scratched and scribbled, and dotted around the place and pinned up wherever they can find purchase.
Found him.
Got him.
Yeah.
Nice.
You said he's on like the second. This is like an upper floor.
He's on the upper floor, yeah.
How how much do you feel like this is spartering either this guy or the urn?
This
think
is part of the
the
urn.
urn might
That
be
sounds like
too
a great
heavy,
way to
but-
open it.
Yeah.
Is it? Doesn't the urn have to be opened using the?
That is true. It is still like clay and elements. Tell you what, give it a whirl. See what happens.
I'm genuinely curious.
I would
if,
probably
if
not
we,
chuck it
what
around
would,
too much.
What would happen? Yeah, I'm just curious. Like, it's like if the urn gets broken, but the ritual isn't done. What?
You were going
then?
to remain
I say give
curious
it. I
until
say
happens.
give it a whirl. Yeah, that's what I reckon.
Well, you can still. This is Sparta is technically for people only.
So then, as you find that, and as Gaspar goes racing out for the moment, keeping the lead on his pursuers, Terrence walks up and calls out to Mickey. Luce and Nance from the perimeter, you can see Mickey come out. He is a smaller man than Terrence. He has ruddy red hair, and he has completely stripped off his top layers. He has like no shirt on. His trousers are torn around sort of like calf height, and he has just boots pulled up, unlaced, on his feet. He has a makeshift sling made from like torn sheets and things, in which is a huge axe, like a wood chopping axe, slung across and through it, and then just hanging with the cloth going like through the trigger guard is a shotgun in front of him as well. He is covered in like blood and muck and all sorts of crap. He has scabs on the side of his head. A lot of his hair has been sort of like pulled out in sections. And he looks like he was in the Kids in the Lord of the Flies that was having the best fucking time on this island, just thrashing pigs. He's mad and he's loving it. He thinks this is so good. He heads forward to confront Terrence. What do the two of you like to do? You at this point, looking over above him, you could see Paul on the roof crawling over, and then gets his big axe machete up.
I genuinely, God, I really want to smack this little punk. Is what I desperately want to do. He's just such an unpleasant
axe fight.
I don't particularly want to like. He's
fight.
got a shotgun and an axe, and I assume he can wield them relatively well. I don't necessarily want to.
True.
Although Luce is
He'd be
someone
bringing an axe to a shotgun.
He
fight.
doesn't have his monsters with him. They're busy attacking Gaspar. This might be the best chance we get.
He doesn't have two of his monsters with him. We don't know how many there are, and we don't know when that deer is going to get up.
Oh yeah, there was the vibe that we got from Terrence that there were like quite a few of these monsters, or
no, like a few.
Okay.
Genuinely, it might just be the two. You don't see anyone else currently there.
We don't know.
Yeah,
but
it's currently 3-on-1.
It is currently 3-on-1. Although the one is mad.
yes.
But the other one is loose.
Loose unit.
I think Luce is going to be kind of clinically looking up at the house. It requires the rituals, right? And there's only one man who can do those, right? And he's mostly undefended now, right?
Oh.
If you want to be indicating things to Paul, we're probably a bit far for a sign or anything.
No,
but
I know this.
I could probably
You'd have
see
to like,
if you.
No.
It'd be like a
it's
big
just Luce and I kind of, I guess, like panic, like looking at each other, like there are different things happening, and we need to throw our weight behind one of them.
Yeah. What do you guys want to commit to? Things are about to pop off.
I actually genuinely think, Nancy, with everything that's going on, you're probably one of the best people to deal with Sebastian on a, mental level.
If I can distract him long enough to get him under control, to sit on him, and Paul can sit on him and tie him up, and we can destroy everything he's done so far and
help
stop this before it ever happens.
Go and help Paul. I'm gonna keep an eye on Terrence here. If this Mickey does anything stupid, I'm gonna make his life an absolute hell.
Okay.
So I'm gonna essentially be like, Luce is not sneaky.
Yeah.
So the idea
getting ready
here
to
is
run in.
Luce is hanging back with the intention of bolting in if and when stuff kicks off, is also planning to make a very loud distraction if stuff starts to happen, and step in and protect Terrence, because we did say that we would get him out of
We
here.
said we
And
would.
I intend to hold to that word. And also, I don't think I know. Oh no, we do know. Someone's getting chased.
And we can see Paul on the roof.
Yeah.
So that
So
leaves.
we know who's getting chased. By process
Yeah.
of elimination.
Nancy, go help Paul. I'm gonna make sure that this guy doesn't kick the living shit out of Terrence.
So Luce, if you're willing to shrug off pretty much everything but your axe, so yield your Molotovs and everything, you can just bolt into it when it happens. But like, you have to like get rid of everything heavy and then just be ready to charge in. It'll still probably come down to a comparison of if an action is taken, they probably have the edge of getting it first before you close the distance. But you know, if it doesn't land, you'll be able to get it. But you're engaging from distance. And then Nancy, how do you want to approach? Do you want to try and sneak around, or are you?
I mean, I'm not stealthy. I think I am.
You can just take the very long way around through all the brush and everything. And then you can, if you want to take a bonus dice, but it'll take a while. You might want to get him, and if you don't want Paul to act now, you probably would want to get a thing to him because it looks like he's.
I kind of want to get there quick, and I think I'm resting. I think I am resting on the fact that I am resting on the dangerous assumption that everybody else in the house is otherwise engaged, whether that's because they're chasing Gaspar, because they're out bothering Terrence, because they're standing there staring at the sky chanting. And I can sacrifice stealth for just going in.
Just going really quick.
Just like if there's like a side door, like into the kitchen or servants' quarters or something, rather than going right up the front to the front door path. Like I'm not going to walk out in front of this guy, but.
Yeah, I tell you what, do you want to just give me a dexterity roll for like darting around the corner and getting as far as you can as quick as you can? You are right, people are pretty engaged and there are things running around.
Pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Similar to how Gaspar was just confidently walking away from the house, I am now simply going to confidently walk into it. Like, quickly, not making a fuss, not doing any weird sneaky stuff. You know, in the dark, at a glance, not a threat.
Another thing. And there are like ghosts and stuff moving around the area. Like there are stuff to break the eye line. Could you give me 2 points to lock this in?
Yeah. Let me lock this one into a hard. Let's do that.
Because then I think that ticks the box of each of these engaged characters. And yeah, you can skirt your way all the way around, find this place is more hole than building. Find a gap and begin to squeeze yourself through. All right. Kind of circling back around.
I'm going to walk into the house.
And you're making your way towards the stairs and ascending. Circling around, Gaspar, you think you're losing them. You believe you are faster than whatever is chasing you. Do you want to keep them? What are you happy to like? They can chase me for a bit, or do you want to be like, no, actually, I'm going to lock it in and make sure I get away, or do you want to double back? You think you're gaining on them? Anyway,
if I've got an advantage, I think I'd like to try to hide. Yeah, if I've got like a bit of a distance between them, now's the time to find a hiding spot. But also, it doesn't need to be a hiding spot that they'll never find me. It just needs to be a hiding spot that they won't find me in 3 rounds.
Okay. Very cool.
Because 3 rounds happens to be how long it takes to cast Flame of the Ancients.
Very cool. And I guess, and you want them to stand in a point where they then sniff around and search for you and whatever in that space. Okay, awesome.
Enough of a hiding spot that you are protected, that you're not instantly visible, but not a good enough hiding spot that they realize that they have lost you immediately. Yeah.
Okay.
You might even just have enough of a lead on them to get like around.
Yeah, so you have the advantage. You will get some casting time. Give me a stealth roll, please.
Nice.
That's good.
Is that good?
That is good.
Good.
You have the advantage, so you're able to get 1. The stealth gets you another. I think this would be them engaging you on the 3rd, which is as the spell goes off. Biggest concern of this is also basically, do you want to spend a bunch of luck right now to get that hard and resolve first, or are you willing to turn this down because you are going to make a sanity roll when you see these? And you might want to be, you are kind of hiding them from you just as much as you from them until at the last moment you turn out, act, and then resolve everything as it must be resolved.
All right, I'll give you 17 points of luck to guarantee the spell goes off before they find me. Is that what we're talking?
Yep. That'll do it. Gaspar.
All right, 19 points of luck. That's all I need.
Oh,
Gaspar, do you think you're a hide up or a hide down guy? Did you, when you were a kid, did you hide under the bed or in the closet? Or up on the top?
Ooh, it's a good question. You know what it is? I think my instinct is to go down, go into the brush, go under the bed. But then I reflect on everything I've done in the last year, and that was learning how to work in a ship and learning how to main the rigging and jib the forecastle.
Yeah.
And so I think
It was an engined ship, but yes.
So I think I've got the skills to scramble up a tree.
Hell yeah.
And put myself in the shrub.
Yeah, you shimmy your way up there and jam yourself into a wedge and begin to call on the magic of the ancients, the cult that you have sworn yourself to. As you begin to cast this, you realize, holy shit, ley lines kick ass. You reduce the magic points requirement for this by 4, so I don't know what you needed to do for it, but it's a lot, and the whole thing just comes really naturally to you as you begin to pull it between the weave. And as suddenly like running into this area, if you use the standard amount of magic points, does it make it better? We could definitely juice it up a bit. If you're rolling Cthulhu Mythos to try and enhance the roll, but that sounds cool. To improvise the spell. 2 of those same sort of undead tentacle things that you saw earlier come into this small clearing. And as they search around, suddenly one of them stiffens and lunges into that like underbrush that you would have instinctively gone for and just comes racing through it, tearing it to shreds and then arriving up. But they chose the wrong one, and standing up in your tree, you can send fire down in a spray towards each of them. And then please make a sanity roll, as both will kick off at once. So the cast will succeed. We're just going to see how well you handle this.
Oh, could have done well there.
Yeah. This is going to be a D6.
Oh, it's a sanity roll for seeing them.
Yes, that's right.
Haven't we seen these before?
Not long enough ago that it fades out. And even then, it was only the one. Okay. So yeah, you're going to roll a D6 for this, Gaspar. And given you are currently
gone off now?
Fire's gone off. You have burned. You've started burning.
Oh, I thought it was going to take 3 rounds, but that's fine.
No, round of hiding, round of thing. We're kind of moving it.
Oh, okay, great.
Fine.
Flexi
We've allowed 3 rounds to occur.
Yeah, that's right.
Very good. D6 damage, both of them.
Oh, no. This is your sanity. This is your sanity roll. Sorry, you are taking a D6 of sanity. You're taking a D6 of sanity. The spell has gone off. We'll roll the damage as well.
Heck.
I'm just seeing how what flavor you're in.
All
right, we'll put you straight back into your bout.
I got 12 points left. You may get
through this sane. Just.
Yeah, straight back into that. The fire's going out. Right?
Oh, no. Cast the shit on him. Yeah, no. Burn him. Go ahead and roll the damage. And then we'll roll to see what ballot you're in. And maybe you just stay here and try and burn them, man to man.
All right, 1d6 plus 1d6 per round that they're on fire.
Yep. So do a d6 first.
5 damage right now.
That's so good.
That is actually really good.
And it's magic fire, so presumably they don't have defense against that.
Yeah, they go up in the flames. It begins to lick across their oily skin, and a screaming sound comes from their 10,000 mouths as another scream comes from the tree above. Gaspar, can you roll a d10 to see which bout?
One more bout of madness for myself.
Flavor.
On Red Mist.
Ooh, psychosomatic disability. I suffer blindness, deafness, or the loss of use of a limb or limbs. 1d10 round.
What sounds?
Jackson drops out of the tree.
Screaming could work with deafness, like everything just phases out.
Yeah, I think loss of sound.
Oh, well, I mean, the Flame of the Ancients makes unearthly howls, so I think that's all I can
you can hear. That's
Yeah.
fucking awesome. So I think also you can't
Nice.
hear the others trying to communicate or anything. Like you just assume it's kind of that paranoia again. It's just you and them. And you lash out trying to call down fire upon them. We will leave them... Actually, I think we can almost resolve this. They lunge forward, and cloaked in flame, one sends out a tendril towards you. They'll actually both send out tendrils towards you. However,
Fate of
they
Gaspar.
first, as soon as they get close, suddenly the tattoo that you have inscribed upon you repels the blow somewhat, and unless they can succeed, they're gonna have a penalty dice. Nope, not even fucking close.
Holy shit, that's so good.
Stuck it, minions.
They have penalty dice on this, so that is still gonna hit for one, so maybe it's not all over. They're rolling well. Now we're cooking with gas. Oh, they both hit. Okay, never mind. Things might be really bad. Okay, you take 7 damage from the first, 4 damage from the
Can
second.
Gaspar dodge?
Yeah, you can dodge. Would you like to dodge or riposte?
Dodge.
Okay.
Oh, I should have rolled that beforehand, but oh
Yep.
well.
The second one you'll have a penalty dice on because it's a second consecutive attack. And you can
Right,
reduce
it's the
these by
first-
1 point because you have armor.
Excellent. All right, so first dodge. What? Not a fumble.
Do you want to luck that?
I cannot.
Okay. Can I get you to make a dex roll immediately then?
Do not fall out of the tree.
I cannot.
You may want to lock that.
Okay.
Because I think that we saw them grab people
They
before,
grab,
right?
yeah. So this thing slices out towards you incredibly quick, but as it hits you, the sort of tattoo carved into your chest slows it down, but not enough to just skirt around, wrap behind you, and for like these teeth along the tendril to rip into your chest and pull you down from the tree and hold you wrapped together as the second one fires towards you.
Unless I spend 11 points luck to avoid getting
Yeah,
grabbed.
you
Is
may
that
well.
what we're
I
talking
think
about?
that's a really good one to luck.
Yep.
All right. 11 points of luck. I'm not grabbed.
Okay.
But I'm going to dodge the second one with a penalty die.
Yeah, you have penalty dice.
But did I take damage from the first one?
Yeah,
as
you
well?
took 6 damage from it. That's factoring in armor. It was 7 damage. What is your
All right, so that's a major wound.
make a constitution roll then?
Damn it.
This constitution
Oh,
roll would
come
happen
on.
before the dex, so you could have spent your luck on that technically, if you want to.
No,
stay.
I could not.
You can't
Did not
afford
have
it.
enough.
Okay, then in that case, keep your luck.
Major wound. I am unconscious.
The thing screams out and slices out towards you. The fire has hit them and is beginning to burn, but
Yeah, still on fire.
as you see smoke rising and all you can hear is the howling winds, your vision brings to pinpoints and then to black.
The second attack comes in, right?
So
Shit.
we'll leave Gaspar there. For now, we know not what happens. Paul, what would you like to be doing?
I think that the otherworldly howling of massive explosions and roaring beasts being charred is enough of a call to action.
Yeah.
I think that as those go off, I was already readying. I see Nancy dart across the open square in front of me, and I mimic launching forward. I know that they can take your mind, these things, and we've lost opportunities before because we've waited. Not this time. I'm going to run straight up to this guy and try and stop the chanting once and for all.
Hell yeah, you want to just drop on him and hit him really hard with your machete?
I would love that.
Okay.
Would big chop.
So, as you drop down, when the roaring and flames and stuff go up, he does stop the chanting, and he blinks and begins to look down just as you fill his field of view, plummeting down,
yeah.
machete aloft to slice him in half. Go ahead and make your fighting brawl roll, and I will try to, I guess, dodge.
Let's see how we go.
You go ahead and roll yours, and we'll give you.
I can't lock it. I'm so such a shame.
All right. That doesn't really matter, but whatever. He tumbles his way out of the way and across the thing. He moves with modest dexterity. honestly. Like, he seems, basically he doesn't seem like super unwell or anything, but he also hasn't been given superhuman speed. It's possibly more just that these experiences have aged him visibly more than he is actually old, so he still moves pretty quickly. And as he tumbles up and towards the back, he feels along for a knife and says, I thought we got rid of the last of you, and will go to lunge at you. And as he strikes, he calls, Agran Talon, why have you forsaken me? And he's going to try and stab you. Do you want to dodge or riposte?
I will riposte.
Okay, go for it. I will roll yours first and I'll do mine.
Success. I can't luck it to a hard, but it's a success.
Oh, baby! As he says, he's not great with the knife, but maybe he has not been forsaken by his god. The knife slices forward, finds a gap between the armor, and deals 5 points of damage, which you can reduce by 1. Is that a major wound,
grunt,
James?
It's not a major wound.
Okay. He reels backwards for it. He's looking around. He yells out, Mickey! Mickey! But we'll leave you there for a moment as downstairs... Nance, you're scooting in. You'll arrive shortly. But Luce, you see Terrence walk up towards Mickey. He says, "I'm sorry, I got distracted." And Mickey looks between him and then over his shoulder, and then grins and says, "I thought they'd come. Someone's here. Get a weapon." And he unsheaths his axe and he's gonna go and stomp back into the house. Luce, as he turns, you can see it's like intersection path between where Nancy is going. He's almost certainly going to run straight into her.
All right. He's not looking, is he?
No, he's not looking at you currently.
And his back on you.
Right. I'ma go for him.
Okay. Just run.
Just run. I also... Ooh.
Now's the time
Yeah?
to make brash decisions.
Rash and rash. That's what I say.
I think that for this one, because this is a little shit that does not actually deserve any kind of much at all.
Mm-hmm.
I am willing to leave the axe at least somewhat behind.
Yeah.
So to make it that if I need it, I'm gonna have to go and try and get it.
Yeah.
You said he was small, yeah?
Yeah, he's a little guy. He's smaller than Terrence, who's pretty tall.
Right.
He's smaller than you, for sure.
I got build 1. I got a wrench. And
shithead.
I'm gonna fucking clobber this little shit.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Get him.
So I'm gonna run at him. I am going to absolutely just try and clock him over the back of the head. Ideally, as I do, say, pick on someone your own size, you little gobshite, and just smack him.
Fuck yeah. For yielding the axe, which I'm very grateful for, we'll make this easier. I'm gonna ask you to make a dexterity roll to close the distance and get the surprise jump on him. With giving you forsaken the axe, with just a success, you can close this and you can take a bonus dice on this attack. But
Not
just need you
particularly
to
dexterous, but let's see how we go.
flat sprint.
Yeah.
That'll do
Nice.
it. Boom, 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 boom. Race across. Terrence looking between you, and Terrence looks back for support and sees Luce just charging through the darkness. Ghosts in your wake. Ghosts are turning to watch you and pointing, but it's almost as if just a wave of fingers pointing as you kick the fuck out of this scrawny git. Go ahead and make a fighting brawl roll with your wrench, and you can take a bonus dice.
Hard. Still a hard success.
Okay.
I didn't do the wrench damage. Sorry, let me...
I will riposte. This will be a d6 plus your damage bonus.
No, my wrench is a d8.
Even better.
Do you mind? Yeah, I'll roll a d8 plus, yeah.
While you're doing that, I'll roll my riposte. Get his ass.
Damn, he's pretty good
my
with an axe.
13 damage. Fuck.
Axes are pretty good.
That could have been so bad so quick.
Oh yeah.
Oh, lovely.
All right.
Well, now.
That guy.
Let's see what this button does.
Bad for him.
Oh, he's still up, baby. Luce goes charging out of the darkness.
He has more than 10 hit points? I'm impressed.
Yeah. He's smaller than Terrace. He's scrawnier. He's close, but he's still standing. You go charging out of the darkness and just clobber him with this thing. You fully like rattle his skull. He rebounds off the side of the wall, but something inside him, some dark thing, is still keeping him up. He goes for his axe and, grinning like a madman, swings it towards you. Would you like to dodge or riposte?
Fast.
Go for it. You're gonna roll yours first, so in case you want to spend any luck.
Absolutely. I guess I can just do wrench.
Better spend some luck.
Hold, please.
You're
Just
35 for the hard,
Quick.
or 2 for the success.
Wait, what?
35 points for a hard, or 2 points for a
thank you.
success.
I'll take a hard.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right. He swings towards you.
I'm gonna regret it because that's
Yeah.
most of my luck.
That's still
well,
that is
well,
he didn't need
It's
it.
solid.
He
Now's the time.
drives it in, and as the axe slices past you, dodge out of the way. He leaves it buried.
Can I not dodge out of the way of this? Can I
yeah, you
grab
did
the
brawl.
axe as it comes down?
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, you riposted. You hit him for 9 damage.
I wanna grab the, like, he swings it down, and I've had practice with the axe, so I just want to be like, oh, you're actually not very. What is he on it? 50. I'm better at him, so I'm fully gonna just step slightly to the side, catch the axe, and just crack his jaw, like
Fuck
just
yeah.
break his jaw full off, and just like watch him crumple. Because I'm
yeah.
assuming another 9 points is
Done.
not within
Done.
his wheelhouse
Done.
of. Yeah.
Just like you get that spot in the jaw that just crumples him immediately.
And
The
then
off
just
button.
because I already
Knockout
have the
spot.
axe, I'm gonna hold on to that and be like, right, now for the big show, and I'm just gonna start heading towards the house with the axe.
Hell yeah. All right. Nancy, you hit the base of the stairs and race up them to emerge into a room where you see Paul has now been backed up towards a window, broken on the inside, and a sort of wiry, very well dressed and put together looking professor man with a knife has him on the, like, Paul's on the back foot at the moment, at least. What would you like to do? And then we're going to resolve a full round for the 3 of you.
Well, when he was in the middle of the room staring at the sky chanting, was he on like did he have a sigil, something drawn on the floor?
Yeah,
I know his notebooks are in there.
Crap
So-
everywhere, yeah.
Yeah, okay. But was there anything that looked like he'd prepared on the floor? Does he have like his little ritual space
Yep,
set up?
absolutely, yeah. They've drawn out runes and symbols and things, all sorts of good stuff.
Cool. I want to destroy the shit out of that.
Okay.
I want to start, like, I know the floor's wet because the rain's coming in and everything. I want to, like, take off the, neat cardigan that I'm wearing and basically just start rubbing shit out. If there's, like, anything hard on the floor, like, I want to grab, like, a chisel
Yeah,
or
just
something.
chip
start,
it,
like,
yeah.
chip it out. I want to ruin his symbols and go for, and with one hand, like, grabbing up the journals and basically just start ripping them apart with the other.
Okay,
I wish I
all
had
right.
a lighter with me,
Yeah,
so but
yeah,
like everything's
yeah.
damp. So I'm gonna start destroying his
Just
shit.
trashing the players.
Yeah.
As soon as he catches wind of this, he whirls around and sees his work being just brought to ruin, and he yells, "Not like this!" and he lunges towards you instead. He's gonna stab at Nancy. Paul, would you like to whack at him? And we'll resolve it all in one big whack?
I will.
All right.
Yes.
Who's got the highest dexterity? He has 65. I think he's going to go first.
50.
He's
Okay.
quicker than me.
All right, so he's going to, Nancy, he's going to stab at you. Would you like to dodge or riposte?
I would dodge.
Okay. Go for it.
Yeah.
That's good.
Success. Nice.
That's
Points of luck to lock it in
that's
the
just
stream.
your dexterity,
Oh, hang
not
on,
your
I'm gonna go
dodge.
dodge.
Which I think,
Whatever, still success.
nice. Okay.
Did you want
stab time?
if it?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I
I was just gonna say if
We're
like
all
the
good.
14 was to hold on the dodge, like whether or not that was.
Nah,
I think you're pretty good.
it's all good. I'm
It's
happy
fine
with the
because he
success.
misses anyway.
I was not gonna
he-
like
He's
that
not a
one.
brawler.
Lunges across the ground towards you, but slipping on papers and things, you're able to dart out of the way. And as he goes, Paul, you can make your attack.
I also just to add insult to hopefully injury, since he said, "Why have you forsaken me?" and all that, I'll spit out, "We locked him up, back to square one," and then try and stab him successfully
Yeah.
this time.
Nicely done.
Hopefully, unless he riposte the shit
He's
out
going to
of me.
riposte. You want to spend any points, or are you happy with that?
I cannot bring that any further down. I have 4 points of
Oh,
blood.
yeah, that's right. No, he's on the back foot now. Yeah, you swing it towards him. How much damage do you do, Paul?
1d6 for my machete plus 4 is a final of.
Oh, shit.
No, I know
Oh,
I
that
just spelled
was-
that wrong.
1d6
That can't happen.
1d.
plus
One to
4
D.
or a
Rolling.
d4. Yeah.
Trying again. 9. That's better.
Oh,
Is it +4 plus a d4?
that's a d4.
Third time lucky. Okay, here we go. 10, even better.
Oh, Max on mine.
What the fuck?
Sometimes being terrible at typing Roll20 command works out
Whoops,
for you.
there we go.
All right.
Neither.
I mean, genuinely, those were all like the final one was the best, and the others were just wrong.
Yeah, it wasn't your re-roll it.
Bonus.
Okay, well, he had 9 points of health, so lock his ass up and back to square 0, dickhead. The grave.
Well, if he's scrambling in the
Yeah, trying to pull his pieces
pentagram that
together.
Nancy
Yeah.
has just defaced, just for a quick style point. I don't think Paul has actually kind of killed anyone in this campaign, unless I'm mistaken. But he kind of expected him to have more health, so stabs the machete, goes through the head into the rotten floor, and stays there in the center of the pentagram.
Oh. Luce comes racing up the stairs, and you all find the space.
Just quickly, that horrible deer thing on the table, I'm assuming I walked past, is that shifting or moving at all? Have the teeth fallen out? What's going on with that?
Still just there, in place.
Cool.
It's on the back. It seems to be shift together so slightly, but no, not moving.
Okay, because I was absolutely going to take an axe to that if that even looked
Hey,
remotely
you
like
might want to just do that anyway.
Just
That's
as you're
stopping
going
you.
past,
Yeah. Just click the. I'm gonna call it clean up, even though it is technically making more of a mess.
You guys
But yes,
pretty
We know to double
summarily
tap.
dismember everything in this space, and you're reasonably confident that although more things are moving here, spirits and such, the only people alive confirmed are Luce, Nancy, Paul, and Terrence.
And which
You
point
find the urn as well and can begin to move it, but there's been
Gaspar.
no sign yet. Gaspar Green.
okay.
I think once
Um,
Luce gets to the top of the stairs and sees that I've got shreds of journals, I'm just drop them, point to the end. I'm gonna go find Gaspar.
Yeah, I stab, and then I heard him running, so I will like launch up and yell and try and get towards where we know Gaspar was as well.
You would probably see the pillar of smoke rising
Yeah.
from somewhere deep in the forest.
Where you're just refusing to. I think also this, like, the rain's falling, but this is magically fueled fire, and it is resisting the storm, and it's
Yeah.
beginning to spread. As the three of you
Oh,
try to
no.
find Gaspar, there's just like plumes of smoke and fire beginning to just consume the nearby area as you like try and force your way through it. I would love a survival roll. I think it'd be super cool from someone to try and find him.
I realize that I deeply care about Gaspar. I know that I'm not particularly good at like things, so I think those two go, and I will get Terrence to help me move this urn into our van
Okay.
so that we can, because if that fire is spreading, it's gonna keep we
Yeah.
need to go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's go time. Okay.
I want Gaspar to be safe. I want the world to be safe.
Both would be good.
Tiny bit
Yeah.
more than just a single person. I want Gaspar to be safe, but
I have survival, happy to roll it, but I also have the same value track if you'd like.
Oh,
Dave, just because I've tracked Gaspar once
I
before.
think survival is more what I'm. It's more the
Sure.
fire and everything, finding your way through safely, things like that.
Success.
Nicely done. Okay. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
With Nancy in tow, Paul just forges his way through the woods, breaking back branches, crashing his way through, and hunting for his companion, who he promised his former boss that he would protect and be tough to find. When Gaspar is found, we actually need to quickly do a little bit of accounting because it's not a sure thing that he is dead. So
I didn't want to bring it up before quickly as well because I believe this is a rule. I can double check it now. You cannot push combat rolls, but a constitution roll to stay conscious is not a combat roll, I believe. So that may be pushable.
Push that. It possibly.
I don't like that.
I think that would. Yeah, I think we
It's
do.
in combat.
Here's the thing. So once these things begin to burn, they take another penalty dice. And so they have 2 penalties to attempt to attack Gaspar. Now he's prone and not dodging or anything, so he can't get out of the way.
But the tattoo is...
The tattoo is blocking him, the fire is consuming them, and it's not a sure thing. So the second one did... Well, it might not have hit, actually, so I need to quickly roll another... Because once the fire's on him... Actually, no, sorry. No, this was as fire went up. That one did hit. So guess what? You did take another 4 points of damage, reduced by 1 from your leather armor, from just the first volley. Did you take both those attacks?
2 hit points. Yeah, no, I only took the first one. So
Okay.
the second one did 4.
Yep.
Did 4?
Yep, it was 4. I'll scroll back up quickly. And
Or 5 reduced to 4. I still got 1 hit point.
No, 4 reduced to 3. 4 reduced to 3.
4 reduced. I still got 2 hit
Yeah,
points.
4.
I'm
You're
unconscious.
Okay. Second.
But also, hold on. I think I am dying.
Yes.
Because
no,
I
you are.
fell on-
You are not dying until your health is at.
Oh yeah, no,
0.
of course. Yeah,
just knocked out.
But I have taken
You
a
are
major
just
wound.
knocked out.
I've taken a major wound and I am conscious, but
Yep.
because I still have 2 hit points, I am not dying.
So you are technically not dead. So the fire
But also,
has
like, if
taken
we-
effect for the
If you
second
get
round.
reduced to 0, there's a chance we can still save you because you're then dying? Or,
Yeah.
like, how does that... Because it's only if you get taken
yeah,
to,
we'll-
like, 0 and...
We'll
I
see
got
if
the
he's just...
flowchart in front of me. Let's
Yeah.
see
It
what
doesn't, but
happens.
let's go. Let's go.
Jackson, can you roll your damage for the second attack? You did 5 on the first. That's
5 on the first, they are still on fire. They take another d6 fire damage.
Nice. Less nice.
Oh, okay. So total of
But they
6.
only had 1 hit point left.
Yeah, no, unfortunately they had a bit more than that. So I'm going to quickly roll out some numbers. So they're going to be rolling with 2 penalty dice. So for the first...
because they're on fire and my tattoo.
Yep. Yeah, hey, you guys...
You're on.
it doesn't matter, that's already a fail. So
Yeah.
the second
All
one...
right. And second attack,
Well, it'd be just
penalty
great if
dice.
that worked.
2 penalty dice.
That gets it
That's
out of there. All right,
60.
third round. Gaspar, please roll roll your damage.
They continue to burn.
Okay.
3, 5. They're just like.
It is.
flipping out,
It is
running
moving. You
around
are moving
on
there.
fire.
The
but they
tattoo
have
that
their
you did
orders.
prep. We prepped for this.
So with this one, we're gonna do one more. I'm gonna do one more bout of attacks on hitting you, and if this fails, they are going to basically eventually be consumed. Or it looks like the math is going in that favor, but there's still the 5 that's around you, and unless there was something added to your character sheet that I'm not aware of, Gaspar Green, you are not immune to fire. So this is going to come down to if Paul and Nancy can possibly find you in time. But
Well, it's funny you
got
should
2
say
more.
that.
How is it? I can
I'm
see you
not
editing your
immune to
sheet,
fire, no.
Jackson. I already had it open.
Oh, they're rolling
really?
pretty well. Shame about these penalty dice.
Oh.
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 Oh,
Wait, no, that's a 2.
0.
That's an extreme. That will
That's a
hit.
0
Extreme.
2.
Okay.
So
I mean,
22.
so it's not an extreme.
Not
So
extreme, but it
so the
is. It is
damage is
1d3
6.
plus 1d9.
They rolled 2 extremes and a regular, so they take the regular.
Oh.
Oh, hang on,
Nice.
Dave. They already
that does
rolled
it.
the damage normally on
I,
that
it's because it
extreme.
was extreme, so I was disregarding it.
That was just because there was an extreme, and then above it is just the regular.
Oh,
damage.
sorry. Yes, it is.
And then
I
they
think
rolled
either way, it's
regular
it's-
damage.
Story's over. Yeah. Okay. Gaspar. So, these things rip you apart. But
Now you say that, but I have a few rounds to survive. But yes, no, sorry, go on. I'm taking the
you have
damage.
a few rounds to survive of what?
Oh no, hold on. Damage is more than 2. Yeah, no, I'm on 0 hit points.
Yeah, sorry, yes, that
And
is
I've
right.
taken
Yes.
a major wound,
You're
so
right.
I'm
So
dying.
you could still. So we will just see if you can stay alive until the
But
others can
yes.
get to you. So,
I'm very
You're
much
now,
dead.
you're now like, not only are you maybe burning to death, you're also, I think, now making constitution checks to stay alive. Is that how that
Every
works?
round.
Yeah.
Con
right.
roll every round. Failure is death.
yeah. So I'm gonna simplify it down. I think, given the fire
rounds?
and given the Paul did succeed to find you. Can you please make one hard Constitution roll?
That's fair.
God.
And that's going to just cover the whole thing. In and out.
Gaspar
that's
survived so long, even when we were like, he's dead after having such low sanity.
One hard con roll to bring it home. I have 8 points of luck. No, sir. No, sirry, Bob. 30. I need 43 points of luck.
As the fire burns through your jacket and begins to crisp and melt your skin, your senses peter out one by one, and all you can hear, smell, and see is raging fire until a mirage of a shadow that could be Paul just barely moves through the red. And then the fire takes it too. Paul, by the time you find Gaspar, he is on the ground, pulled between two wholly charred and destroyed creatures, born of corpse and puppeted by Agran Talon. He has killed them each, but in doing so has given his life. You are certain he is dead. Between the fire, the wounds, the smoke all throughout the air, no one could have survived this.
I think I still valiantly try to sort of like pull the body out and drag him away and slump. It's Bernie all over again. Another self-inflicted wound. Kind of. Yeah. But heroically in both cases, and yeah.
The three of you have retrieved the final urn before it could be opened. Load everything up, along with Gaspar's body. Secure the urn in the final sealed case, and drive home. Over the following days and weeks, the Order of the Stone will see to it. One of the urns is left here with the Boston chapter. Another is returned home to Dublin when it can next be made available. And the final is given over to the remaining crew of the Foggy Sea. See that it is dropped in the deepest chasm they can find. It will never be opened again. Beyond that, the story is yours. I'd love to hear a little epilogue from each person. That includes Jackson and what Gaspar may have left behind, whether it's things in flight or who knows what. The impact that you leave on the future of this setting in the world. Does anyone want to begin? Does anyone have any ideas of what they might do?
Very quickly, would you permit me to make a little sanity check to determine the tone for losing Gaspar?
For sure.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Twas written to a certain degree.
Yeah. Why don't we begin with we'll just go around our regular table order then. Art. What do you think? What does Luce do from here once it looks as though this has been resolved? Dr. Sebastian's attempt to awaken Agran Talon Soth. It's forfeit.
I think as much like I think I've been saying for loose for the majority of this, they are in this to protect the things that they loved, and the people that they cared about, beyond just the people in the scenario. But is, someone who loves the sea, likes, working on ships, whether that means that they remain with the foggy sea, if that's depending on what happens with the boat itself, or whether they use some of the funds that they were given throughout this whole thing, whether she goes and buys her own vessel, and potentially and gets her own crew of folks to continue life on the sea. Luce will keep a connection with the Order of the Stone, both in Boston and extend to like Dublin, because that is where like the UK in general is where her family's originally from. So if she ever ends up back there, not as a full member, but as specified, more of like a contractor. Like you have me on call if you need someone to come in and wield a big pointy stick and put some people who are poking their noses into places they should. If you want a bouncer, essentially, that. Yeah, I think Luce goes back to what it is that she's good at, with knowing that there may come a time where it's called again to get involved and save the world.
Do what must be done. Oh yeah.
He looks after old mum.
Yeah.
Says, has a nice chat with her dad, Bernie, maybe even Gaspar from time to time. Just check in, see how's it doing.
Jackson, how do you think Gaspar left things, I suppose? Like, are there things that unfold? Are there...
He
or
left
is it
a sticky legal question about the ownership of the Foggy Sea.
boat,
but
yeah.
It sounds like the Order is a little bit more lenient, perhaps, toward Luce and Paul than they could have been. It's a little bit more amicable.
Yeah.
Or is there a court case about the boat?
I guess Paul's got law. It probably depends though, because you did die in pursuit of their goals. But I can see that going either way. I can see that being they want to make the boat a holy artifact, or maybe they're willing to give it up. It's kind of Gaspar. I see that as your thread in this story. I'm pretty happy for you to, if you'd like me to make it rolling, I can. Otherwise, you're very welcome to just kind of state how things unfold. Is it sloppy? Is it messy? Did Gaspar get in too deep and was he taken advantage of? Or ultimately was he, respected for the sacrifice he made? And
I think the sacrifice would prompt some respect from the Order, and
definitely.
And Luce and Paul have to have the boat to take the urn out, so they probably have an idea that they can't really stop them from just sailing to Japan and getting away from them.
Yeah.
So I guess I should think Luce and Paul end up with a boat, and maybe Gaspar's sacrifice inspires other members of the Order of the Boston chapter anyway, who had seen it as like a overgrown frat club kind of boys' time get together to go, hey, this kid came in, joined, learned a bunch of spells, died saving the world. Why can't we all do that? And that's all he wanted. That's all he wanted, was to have a job, to have, a specialization, to have something that people recognized he was good at.
Yeah.
And he was good at dying in the best way possible.
The best way. I think in, several years, 10 or 15 or 20, when new members are being brought into the Order of the Stone and they're taught the histories, there are now two great acts in its story. There is the initial with the druids, their summoning and then binding of Agran Talon, and then there is the second, where Agran Talon Soth attempted to come back into the world and a member of the Order of the Stone, and it's implied you were always in it, Gaspar Green and others were able to give the ultimate sacrifice and rebind it. And I think, when this campaign started with you reading, stories of other people's incredible adventures, it ends with a young initiate reading your incredible adventures and being drawn into them just as...
Heck yeah. And look, looking at my backstory, looking at my personality traits, eager to prove himself to his crewmates. Check.
Check.
Proved himself to his cult mates. Check.
Hell yeah. Paul. Jim.
Paul did his best, and I think in his eyes he has fulfilled his duty to the doomed Green family. Probably takes over a similar role of putting together all of the funeral arrangements. It's a similar thing, and makes sure it's all said and done. He started this campaign as a first mate with a joke amount in lore, and then through dedication, good rolls, and luck, he's a better lawyer than he is boat pilot or navigator. I think he organizes for the Foggy Sea to fall safely into the hands of Luce. And then I think he settles down and becomes, it's not a Lincoln, so it'll have to be a motorcycle lawyer of some kind. And probably goes to find one of the two women he made friends with at Greyport and Arkham, and finds out probably that they are now a couple, both hating him, and has to go move somewhere else to start.
Well, at least they found love.
Because he's always at home aboard a ship.
That's it. Hell yeah. Yeah, that's fantastic. How about Nancy? How do you think your story ends?
Well, to start with, I think Nancy takes her responsibility to Terrence pretty seriously and starts working with him to try and rehabilitate him and get him through what he's done, work with him on ways that he can move forward and atone if he can and forgive himself beyond that. And I don't think Nancy really wants to spend that much time with the Order of the Stone. I think it's a step away from that, probably a long train journey away from that. But she begins developing a pretty good reputation in her industry as somebody you go to when you've got somebody who is potentially delusional and is not willing to let go of these things that they say they've seen and that they say they can do. And she does wonders with people who've seen the unusual, and you cannot convince them otherwise.
Hell yeah.
There is something about her willingness to believe people that seems to be able to really get through to some tough cases.
Yeah. I could see you being posted up in one of the Arkham asylums or anywhere else in the world, working with these people and possibly seeing the likes of Terrence Baker or Tobias O'Shaughnessy crossing your paths. And recognizing it's every now and then you see in one of these cases the glimmer of the truth in it all, because you do know that some of the people have seen true monsters.
Some of it's real.
Some of it's real. And we just adjust our worldview and we
move
on
to it. And I think she goes on to continually adjust her worldview and do the best she can with people who have struggled to do that.
What else can you do? Fantastic. And so ends the Order of the Stone. Yes, Art. Hit me.
I said later. I said that it was bad luck to rename a ship.
Mm-hmm.
It's only bad luck to rename a ship. You do not go through the proper ceremonies and renaming, unnaming and renaming of ship.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to rename the Foggy Sea.
Greener Days.
Huh?
Greener Days or Green Pastures or something.
The Green Shield. Green with an A, of course. And that ship is going to be a bastion of safety for those who perhaps, like Evans, need somewhere to disappear for a while, in the knowledge that anyone who joins the crew is also willing to step up should the need arise to protect those both on and off the land. And it gets, I think, a bit of a reputation for being a ship that crops up when things are like not going so well, and disappears when things are better again, and kind of becomes a bit of a myth, a legend attached to both Bernie and Gaspar's names for those who knew about them in the sailing community. And there is absolutely a good number of good-natured fistfights and glasses raised to the two of them, probably almost insistently on a annual basis, which I think just becomes its own little tradition within the sailing community.
Yeah, hell
But
yeah.
yes, the Green Shield.
Fantastic. Perfect. Yeah, and with that, with the 3 urns, or the 3 portions of Agran Talent Sloth rebound into the urns and scattered across the globe to be secured and defended once more, this threat to the world and worlds beyond is prevented by our plucky investigators. Through a series of clever planning, good luck, and all sorts of nonsense. This has been the Order of the Stone. This is a really fun campaign. It's a little 3-parter, so each one sort of follows a section. As always, liberties have been taken with the story to match the cast and the nature of the game. So do check it out. Pick up your own copy and see if it's something you'd like to run for your table. It's a really fun one with a lot of different sort of styles of game from section to section. Particularly the last chapter there, we moved things around a little bit, so there's quite a bit more there to discover. Beyond that, we will depart. We will leave you until next week, but then we will return as we begin a new campaign, because we're going to be pivoting across to Pendragon for a short time, which I'm particularly looking forward to. We ran the solo adventure on stream. Goodness, it was a little while ago now, a few months, year? I don't know when it was. Feels recent.
Like 6 months, wow.
Yeah, Jeepers Creepers. It was really fun. So we are going to be, we're going to be starting with the starter set, although we're going to be creating characters for it, some knights, and we'll go and journey in the realm of Arthur and all of his little buddies at their big table. So that should be really fun. All of that will be, we'll be streaming, live each week on Twitch, and you'll find it all collected over on the YouTube channel, as always. I don't think there's anything more to say.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
Hey, Dave.
Thank you all for playing.
Thank you for keeping.
And thank you everyone that tuned
I
in
was
and
kept.
joined us. Can't leave, that's the rule.
Yeah.
We'll leave it all there.
Stuck here forever.
That's it.
We're not going anywhere. We're here until the end of time.
And then time folds in. We hope we'll see you all soon. Ciao.